The pit stop is vital to every race team's success. Pull off the track, let your team go to work.
Outside, clear.
Change all 4 tires, fill the fuel cell, and make needed adjustments, all in 8 seconds or less.
You know, lately it seems like IndyCar is up and down, good news, bad news. We'll talk about today. Hey, welcome to the Pits Are Open, brought to you by Speed Sport, your one-stop shop for all automotive and racing news in general. Also by Redline Ace, your one-stop shop for all racing graphics, right in Speedway, Indiana. They do it all. Ben Porter's a great guy. And of course, our newest sponsor, which we'll talk about in a second, America's Christian Credit Union. I'm Will Marotti, your host. Alex Smith, our master producer, general specialist of all things. Great to have you here. Yeah, it was a great weekend in some respects. We had a first for Indy Next. We had the first black driver to win an Indy Next race, and I think everybody thought it was going to happen eventually, just a matter of time. Miles Rowe, racing for Able Force Indy, came away with a win. So great, exciting, wonderful. And then the IndyCar races took place, and yeah, kind of all right. It was tough qualifying. Scotty McLaughlin crashed in qualifying, started back in the pack, had a great charge, had a great race. Pato Award won for the first time this year. A Chevrolet won for the first time this year. But the ratings were horrible, just horrible. For the Saturday race, we only had 576,000 viewers. Now, up from last year, but what happened a year ago was an assassination attempt on President Trump. So NBC had the race. They dropped it, went to CNBC for the race, and we lost a lot of viewers last year because of that. Thank God President Trump's all right. Second race, a little bit better on Sunday. 867,000 watched. Alex Palou, another. I mean, he's done it all now, right? Up until this year, he hadn't won on an oval ever. Now he's the road course king. He's the super speedway king. He's the small short track oval king. And boy, what a tough break for Joseph Newgarden. Probably had one of the fastest, if not the fastest car the entire weekend, and comes home empty-handed. Scotty McLaughlin gets knocked out of the second race by the spinning Devlin DeFrancesco. Gosh, it was really a really rough weekend. Connor Daly, second race, my gosh, started second, finished sixth. Santino Ferrucci, another top 10, two in a row, I think. So that was good. So there was a lot of good things to be happy about. But there was some rough things as well. And then on the way home, Uncos Hollinger, one of their transporters, catches on fire on the highway, and it's the one that has the 2 cars for Stingray Robb, a lot of equipment. I guess the hauler was damaged excessively. I don't know about the cars. I don't know if there's been a report on that. We do know they're borrowing or renting or somehow an Andretti Autosport transporter to get to Toronto for this weekend's race. We don't know much else about that, if both cars were damaged or no cars were damaged, but the hauler itself was damaged. So just a rough weekend. All practice got tornadoed out. They had some good pictures of tornadoes, the funnels coming down. I mean, just crazy race and crazy weekend. So hopefully this will be less eventful. Now the question is, are they going to come back to Iowa? Some talk that maybe not. I saw an article this morning. Penske Entertainment says they're open. Maybe just a single race next year. I'll tell you what I think they should be doing. I think they should be doing night races as much as possible on prime time. We saw what happened with St. Louis. Huge viewership when they went to prime time on that race. I think that's kind of the secret to it all. Hey, before I bring our guest in, let's take a break for just a moment. We'll be back. This segment is brought to you by America's Christian Credit Union. Are you looking for a smart, faith-aligned way to grow your savings? Well, listen up. Right now, the union's holding a 12-month certificate rate, 4.75%, the best in the country. Limited time only for new members only. Deposits up to $1 million. Get started with as little as $1,000. It's called the Term Share Certificate, similar to a CD. But don't wait. Lock in the rate now. Go to americaschristiancu.com/PIDS to get started. ACCU is federally insured by the NCUA, which is a federal insurance organization. I was so excited. This morning I caught some social media. And, I've been a follower of Jesus my whole life. I know the Bible pretty well. And I know there's certainly a principle in it that teaches that we should mourn with those who mourn and celebrate with those who celebrate. Well, there's some celebration going on this morning. If you're like me, if you're an independent sponsor seeker, one of our own struck pay dirt this morning. I was so excited for him when I saw the announcement. And I was so grateful that he announced it on his social media platforms for a lot of folks that watch and really pay attention. And we've had him on before and having him on again, and I hope it stays this way. Ladies and gentlemen, our good friend J.P. Murray is here. And I'll let him tell you what he announced on his social media channels this morning. Hey, JP.
Hello, Will. Yeah, let's run it back. I'm proud to, I'm super proud, frankly, to be aligned and be the senior vice president for AJ Foyt Racing. I'll be working on all their partnerships, the existing programs. Obviously, want to grow them, looking for new partnerships out there as well. And it's an amazing time to come into IndyCar and be involved with the resurgence of this wonderful legacy brand with AJ Foyt Racing. So it's a dream come true in a lot of ways. I think I told myself, and I probably told my wife, that I'd never take a job again.
Yeah.
But here I am.
Yeah.
But I couldn't be prouder to work with Larry and AJ and a tremendous team. And obviously, I got to know them through Santino Ferrucci because he and I had been working together for the better part of 5 years. So I'm super excited about it, Will.
It was so funny because just a couple of days ago, and I think this might have been back from June, you posted something on your channel and you talked about your transition from your extremely successful prior life and association work and the business that you built there and coming into motorsports. And it wasn't what you thought. The budget's more than you think it's going to take. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Because go ahead.
I think the premise was everything takes more time and is more expensive than you thought it was going to be. Right. Yeah. So, and so you can apply a lot of the same business practices. It's amazing how many of them do convert to new industries, but still you got to learn the space. Sure. You got to learn the narrative of the space. I think probably most important, Will, when you're switching industries possibly, and we've all maybe done that at one time or another, is the importance of the network and the people that you learn from in the network is really something important in building your credibility and developing people that you can depend on and speak with about, in this case, motorsports sponsorships, frankly, like you and I have for the better part of a couple of years.
Yeah. It was just so amazing, though, because I'm watching this, and I just watched it like a couple of days ago when you were talking about changing industries, and I'm thinking, man, this is it's true. It's hard because, racing, your business, my business, completely different. I'm in a nonprofit world, but it's religious. You're in association world, nonprofit, governmental kind of stuff. Totally different racing. I can't tell you how surprised I've been, how hard it is, how much more difficult it is to raise money for motorsports. I've raised tens of millions of dollars in the nonprofit world in the last 25 years. It is a totally different picture in motorsports and way harder than I ever thought it was going to be.
Well, and yes, and you've been in that, and I was in the association Washington, D.C. industry for 30 years. So why would I expect in 3 years I would have the ascension in motorsports, in that short amount of time? So patience is certainly a virtue, and in business it is as well.
Sure.
We got to be patient, but you still got to do the work.
Here's Foyt. I've been an AJ Foyt fan since I was a little kid.
Me too.
The things that I've seen AJ do over the years have just been phenomenal. and he retires, and no criticism of anybody, but they've had some rough times. They haven't really, won IndyCar 500 with Kenny Brack. Not a lot of success, kind of back markers for a while, and then now things start turning around. They start getting some great drivers. Santino's killing it. You've got. Oh gosh,
David.
David Malukas is doing great. Yeah. Then they get the alignment with Penske on the engineering side. I mean, things are really looking up. And then they get JP Murray. I mean, it's a blessing. It's a blessing on both sides, because I'm sure a lot of what you've brought already has been a help to them in lifting them, and they recognize that. Now they bring you in. Good for you. I mean, it's a wonderful pairing. Oh my God.
Yeah, I hope so. And the relationship wasn't new. Obviously, I was already working with Santino. We
Sure.
were successful in bringing in some things that the team that needed team assets. So I was already working with the team in many ways.
Sure.
But, to paraphrase, I think it was an old university college president where he said, we want to make a university that the football team can be proud of. In this case, we want to build a commercial enterprise and a sponsorship return on investment program that the race team now would be proud of.
Yeah.
And that's what under Larry's leadership has been so tremendous that I hope to help with.
And Larry's such a great guy. I mean, the whole team is loaded with good folks, but Larry's a gem for sure. I don't know if I heard you say that, so I think I did, but you were talking about how now recently you've been doing about 500 outreaches a month in terms of prospective sponsors. And I think it was you who said it's funny that the more times you get out there with contacts, the luckier you get, right? It's kind of like, right? You make your own luck, but the difference between people who know what they need to do and people who do what they need to do is a chasm, a Grand Canyon of difference, because that's where the success is found. It's one thing to know what you have to do. It's another thing to have the discipline to do what you need to do, and that's where the success is.
It's amazing how simple this can actually be and how important it is to make it simple and to focus, I think. Let's talk about this new role and how we're doing it right now. I mean, I'll be frank and don't let Larry know, I'm probably not making 500 contacts this week, right? Because we need to focus on ensuring that we're delivering for our existing folks, learning from them what their expectations are for 2026 and locking those down. So it's things shift over time, but I could be doing a million things, including making sure that our CRM is lined up, that our sponsor marketing is going great. But make no mistake about it right now, securing the 2026 program and ensuring that we're delivering on 2025 is the top thing. Right. So if my social aspects fall off over the next several weeks in my content, it's because that's the number one thing, and there's no disputing it.
So did I hear correctly that it's not just the 14 car you're going to be working with in terms of team assets, but it's going to also be the 4 car as well?
Well, it'll be the whole team.
Team-wide?
It'll be the whole team. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, Will. It will be the whole team. Not only the assets on the car, but we think about the digital aspects of social media, the storytelling that we can do with different brands that we're partnering with right now. I tell you what, I've been doing a little bit of research here over the last several days. Folks, the unbelievable advantage of the Aero screen and the in-car camera in terms of viewership and branding possibilities on television are unbelievable. And IndyCar has that asset and some don't. So, I'm just learning a lot about those things and how to make those deliverables work for our sponsors.
Yeah, the in-car cam, I mean, just the fact that you get your logo, your company logo on the bottom corner of the screen, lower third right side. I mean, that's got to be so valuable, because the more camera time you get there, I mean, it's just it multiplies the value of the sponsorship.
I see numbers around that in some cases could be could equate the ad value of the entire year of the sponsorship in one race. We can get focused on a lot of the traditional assets. Everybody's thinking about livery and side pods, and certainly important in a lot of ways, but there are some hidden gems out there. And I guess part of our job, and my job in particular, is to ensure that those brands that have entrusted in us to do the best for them, that I find those opportunities to maximize their involvement with the AJ Foyt Racing.
Sure. Is this going to cause, we're talking to JP Murray, the newly named Senior Vice President for AJ Foyt Racing. Is this going to require more travel than you've been doing, or will you be working remote? How will that, is that even fleshed out yet?
Yeah. Thanks for the question. I've already spent more time in Indy than I did in the previous 6 months. It's easy to do. My cadence is much more aligned with the race team right now. Part of that is the onboarding and learning process and getting to know everybody very well. But I would anticipate and certainly hope that I'll be going to more races. I was going to probably a little more than half of them already. But my plan is to have partners and prospective partners at every one of them. So my hope is that I'm at every race next year.
Wow, that's going to be great. So how does this? I mean, from your prior work where you're really focusing on Santino and Taylor, will you still be working with Brady, or is that?
Yeah, we've got a couple programs in place already with Brady. They're legacy sponsors that I would intend on still bringing to him and I'm sure he'll want them.
Sure. Yeah. But now that you've got to spread your focus across the team, obviously not as concentrated on Santino. Is that fair?
Well, we still have a number of programs with Santino that have actually grown into team partnerships now. Yep. So we'll continue to do that. I'll put it this way, Will. I'm less focused on, maybe that side of it and focusing on what the client needs and finding the best assets for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll look at something like this amazing program, if you have time to look it up, where Genesis Products in the RV industry is utilizing Santino as a spokesperson. It would be foolish for me to divert their attention to something else when they're getting so much traction there. So the intent is to make that program best for the client, not what livery I need to fill.
Right. Right. No, I understood. I want to shift gears to another post that you put up a couple. I don't know if I read it. It's so because you're so frequent with your material, and I just want to say this too. I have learned more from you that I've actually been able to plug in the last 2 years than in the last 9 years that I've been doing this in total. I mean, your information is so practical, it's so real. Your transparency is remarkable, and I just want to say thank you for being that, because I mean, every time a JP post comes up, I'm like, oh, all right, what do we got today? Some new nugget of gold that I can learn from. Tell the story, if you don't mind. Tell the story, because we've all had this happen. Tell the story of the prospect that hung up on you.
Oh, my gosh.
And what your response was. Yeah.
That happened. I think that happened a couple weeks ago, that I had a prospect hang up on me. And I'm not going to divulge who I was representing at the time. I can't remember who it was anyway.
Yeah.
But I got hung up on. So, so I've been in business development for the better part of 4 decades.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, and thankfully infrequent that occurs. But when it does, it's jarring. It's like they delivered one right there on the chin. So it caused me to set back and go, whoa, hold on a second. First of all, do I do all the things that I tell everybody else to? Was I well thought out in the script? Did I have my talking points aligned? I remember somebody mentioning this to me once. You've got about 5 seconds to be very clear, to be enthusiastic, and to portray yourself as an expert.
Yeah.
Bam. Got to do that. So I had to reflect.
the Wall Street Wolf guy, Belfour, I think
That's
said
right.
that. I saw
That's
that.
exactly who it
That's right.
was. I've got it, I think, on a post-it here
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah.
So
That's good.
I had to pull back and go, okay, did I do that there?
Hmm.
And let me check. Was I engaged in the right way, or was I just going through the motions? And did I had a clear value proposition for that individual to talk to me longer? But probably most importantly from that is after about 10 to 15 minutes of that, I'm back
Hmm.
because that's the damage of uncertainty and lack of confidence that those types of things can cause,
Yeah.
right? Is that you won't do it.
Mhm.
Fear will cause inaction, and inaction will cause not enough reps, and not enough reps cause you to be a starving salesperson
Sure,
in
sure.
motorsports or
Mhm.
anything else.
Mhm.
So that was probably the biggest learning
Yeah.
was regroup and then respond quickly. And in fact, the next call I made resulted in the desire for a proposal.
Mhm.
So what if
Yeah.
I would have just said, man, it's not my day, and
Yeah.
I left and decided to do something else? So
Well,
I guess that's the takeaway.
I can count on less than one hand of all the people I know in this business, sponsorship seeking in motorsports. I can count on less than one hand the number of people that would admit they got hung up on. So,
Well, they're all lying because it's happened to everybody.
but I that was precious. I really appreciated that. So I mean, this is quite. Oh my gosh, this is quite. I hate to say it, success story, but here you are. I mean, you built a amazing business in an entirely different field, entirely different industry, with different players and different kinds of folks. You come over into motorsports. And obviously you're a very competent, determined person. You wouldn't have done it if you didn't think you didn't do it because you thought you were going to fail, obviously. And within a few years, you land at one of the greatest legacy teams in motorsports history. I mean, that's a big deal.
Thank you.
That's a big deal.
Maybe one of the things to learn from what happened here was, in some ways, I mean, just go right to the top. Why?
Right.
It's all work, and you're going to have challenges and up days and down days. You certainly might as well make it worthwhile. And this was an aspirational thing that I wanted to be involved in at the very top of motorsports. So why not just go and try to work with the very best people at the very beginning?
Yeah.
That's what I try to do.
Well, it's really something that it's a marvel. I'll tell you, I was a combination of overjoyed and stunned when I watched the social media this morning. I'm like, you're kidding me! I was just it was really amazing. It was and for myself, for all the other people that I know and network with that are in this and trying to make a mark and trying to get it done. I mean, that's got to be like such an encouragement, not just to me, but dozens of people that I know that are in that business in that world.
Yeah. Well, maybe I tell you what, Will. I thought about as you were describing that. Here's a thought. When it gets down to it, though, you have to be able to deliver to get those opportunities.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
I mean, there are a lot of people in this business that let's call it what it is. It could be commission only. It's a 10% deal, and maybe, and a lot of those folks, including myself, a number of months ago, did not think that being affiliated or a part of a team was going to be was absolutely necessary.
Mm-hmm.
But the only way that I got to that point, to being a part of a team on a ongoing permanent basis, if you will, is because we delivered for them at the stage that we were at that time. So
right.
if you don't deliver on it, then
right, you're not going to get there. Yeah.
No.
Well, I mean, money and winning fixes everything, right? I mean,
it does. It helps. It's helpful. Sure.
No, I just it is it's a great model to hold up, but to your point, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you only get those opportunities. Those doors only open because you're performing. if you're not performing, those doors aren't going to open anyway, right? So
Applies on the driver's side.
sure, sure.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you this: in your opinion, how much does the performance? I mean, this is rhetorical, but how much does the performance of the driver help with your pitches, your alignment, your people that you are going to try to talk to? I mean, Santino's putting on such a great performance this year, and I've worked with some drivers that didn't, and I can imagine it's much more rewarding to have a driver that's bringing the bacon, so to speak.
Right. Well, just like every team and most drivers have ebbs and flows in their career and how their performance is going, and the teams do too. I think probably one of the most important things that I've thought about and maybe trying to do now is when you do have momentum, it doesn't mean that you necessarily increase the amount of activity that you have, but certainly it's kind of like when you're a kid and you're asking dad for the car keys. You do it at the right time, not when he's mad about it, or mad at you about something. It's best to do it when you have a good report card. So I guess the timing of this is when you have momentum, ensuring that you're collecting data and analytics, if possible, to deliver what might be a good strategic move at that time. So I'm all about the cadence of it and the awareness of the success rather than adjusting my work program or the velocity that we're doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
So now, like, even if you're involved in it, like if you're having a good program and success right now, and you've got momentum, it's a really good time to start putting together your 2026 offers and proposals. By the way, it's probably a good idea anyway. Just
right,
do the budget cycle of companies.
Right, exactly. I was going to say that mid-year adjustments, and then looking forward to 26 because this is when you want to get on people's radar, right?
Right. Yes.
That's
so
time.
Utilize and maximize the opportunity within the work program that you already have in place, right? And then when things aren't going as well, then my narrative is going to be more about the long term and what we provided before and how we activated and delivered on our contract and things like that. But when you're putting up podiums and top fives, then it's about, it's a good time for us to talk about next year or new opportunities that I might have, because they're certainly aware of the attention that you're getting because of it, which is real.
It is real. And there's someone said, it might have been P.T. Barnum, I don't recall. Someone said all publicity is good publicity. And so you have something like Santino, Santino's a scrapper. He always has been, he has a little conflict with Connor Daly. That is wonderful press. I mean, that just gets so much attention, and it only helps. It only helps the whole program to sell.
When Nielsen ratings monitor brand placement, whether it's on a driver's uniform, helmet, car, those things add up.
They do.
So it's good to be relevant.
Good.
Put it that way.
So Toronto's coming up. We're almost 2/3, or maybe you're 2/3 past the season. I still think Santino's going to get his first win this year. I'm expecting it any race. We got Milwaukee and Nashville, and so those are good tracks for him, good oval tracks. How much different will it change team dynamics, your dynamics, or it could be David. David could get a win as well. He's right in the fight. How big of a deal is it going to be for AJ Foyt Racing for either Santino or David to get a first win this year?
Oh my gosh. Wow. I mean, here's the thing that, outside of the sales thing, I'm amazed at how hard this business is and the schedule and the difficulty just to execute it. Right. And to do that against in this unbelievably competitive series. And so when that happens, the reward, sure, we're going to take a we'll take the victory lap and spray the champagne. But oh my gosh, just the energy that it will give you and give all of your efforts up and down this team, from everyone from the hauler drivers and the tire guys to the mechanics, to communications folks. I can't imagine what it would mean to Larry and AJ as well. Oh my gosh, watch out if that happens. They may start really coming once it does occur.
Yeah, I think so. Well, listen, we're so proud of you, so happy for your success, and hope that we'll be able to continue to have you on the show once in a while. That'd
Absolutely.
And thanks for taking time today. I know your phone had to be blown up with all the congratulations coming through, but thanks for taking time, and I really appreciate all that you helped us with. Thank you so much.
You bet, Will. We'll see you next time, hopefully very soon.
JP Murray, everybody. Thanks, JP. Take care. Hey, that's going to be it for us today. A little short show. I've got a commitment that I have to honor. Hey, listen, no matter what platform you're watching on, please like, comment, share. We're trying to get you to come over to the new YouTube channel, which is the Pitzer Open Podcast. Also, if you listen to Spotify, you now have the option on Spotify, by the way, of audio or video, because we're feeding video to Spotify as well. Please go to our website, thepitzeropen.com. Sign up for our weekly newsletter. Right across the top of the banner there is where you sign up. And we'll have some great shows coming, some great guests coming. We're having fun. I hope that you are too. Please share this with your friends, your relatives, associates, neighbors. Get them to watch the show with you, whether it's live or recorded. We've got, I think, a big change coming up. I have to keep that close to the vest for now, but we'll tell you as soon as the details are worked out. Alex, thank you as always, sir. Great job. JP Murray, thank you. Thank you, America's Christian Credit Union, again, for coming on as a new sponsor. If you'd like to get more information about them, it's americaschristiancu.com/pits. The address, and please do the /pits, because it helps them know that you came through our program. Hey, have a great rest of your week. Toronto this week. We'll do a wrap up next week, and God bless you guys. We love you. See you soon. Take care.